Hello and welcome everybody to today's Let's Chat episode. I am John, also known as Kawaii Guy, a broadcaster for the past 20 years in our community and the director of community here at Twitch. I'm very excited to be home in my studio again. I was over at the St. Jude Children's Hospital campus last week. You might have seen us on public access. We did a wonderful episode, chatted with some families, gave away monies to charity. It was so wonderful to have an opportunity to be out there, but I'm happy to be home and having a conversation with an incredible duo that I met actually at the event at the Play Live Summit. So without further ado, let's bring on our amazing guests for today. FreshBrownie. Let's bring them up. Hey, friends, how are you?
Oh my God, John, nice to meet you. Oh, I'm glad to see you again. I don't know.
Good to see you again.
There it is. Good to see you again. It feels like way too long. It's been, I don't know, like maybe like
days.
48 or 72 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
since we last
exactly.
saw each other. It feels like that. I'm so happy to have you on the show. I was so impressed with just all of your stories and everything, and even our connective tissue that goes way back into the past, which we'll talk about in here. But I figure for those out there in the internet lands who do not know you, do a quick introduction of who you are, where you came from, all of that jazz.
Oh,
Fantastic. Well, my name is Brownie.
my name is Hectic, and
Welcome to our Fresh Brownie here
live
on Twitch.
Hey!
We're Roblox gamers. We love playing with our fans from around the world, and also we also come from Latino family as well. We also speak Spanish.
Salvadorians.
We're Salvadorian. My family's from El Salvador. Both of our
Yeah.
parents, they both immigrated here in the U.S. So we're first generation Americans here, and yeah, we're just love to meet people from different parts of the world, different cultures, and we invite them to come play with us here to play Roblox with us here on Twitch.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So like let's talk about how you got into creating Roblox content. Was it a game that like you were diving into on the sidelines? Were there other like games that got you into the mix? I guess like how did you land on like I'm gonna create within the Roblox ecosystem, which is incredibly expansive. I just played Roblox for the first time 2 weeks ago, and my mind was blown
sick.
with how much you can accomplish in it.
I love
So
it. What
I'd
game
love
was
to
it?
hear.
What game was it?
So
Do you
it was
remember?
actually Hello Kitty Cafe, because I am partial. I have Hello Kitty tattooed on my arm over
Oh,
here.
let's see.
Hang on, let me look
Oh.
so the internet can see. There we go. There's Kitty
Oh,
Shop.
nice.
Because I've been working with Sanrio. Okay, I love that our producer made it larger so you can see all my tattoos. Internet. Anyway, that might stay away. But like, what drove you to creating in that ecosystem?
Sure.
So funny. Like my brother and I, we first started as a production company. That's why we had like FreshBrownie Productions. So we
Yeah.
started as like doing like
Shooting
short films, skits, stuff like that. And then my brother and I, we started noticing like the chat was getting like younger and younger watching our
Yeah.
skits. It's like Brownie, Hector, can you guys play some Roblox? I'm like, what's Roblox? We didn't know what that was. Like, what the heck is this? So we give it a shot, and I'm like, why does this Roblox thing look like bootlegged, like Legos looking type of characters? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then one video on TikTok blew up and was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
What is going on? So I was like, you know what? Let's just jump on there. And then we started creating content for YouTube and Twitch, and you know, that's how we started.
Yeah, I was at the beginning. I was like, dang, no one wants to see our short films. Dang.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, we want you to play some Roblox. I'm like, damn, okay. So yeah, then we started doing our yeah.
So you start off with like, so you're creating productions, short films, all that, and that stems from a theater background, or at
Yes.
least like you had a journey in theater and media arts. Talk a little bit about like how that journey got you into production in the first place.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. So I went to Whittier College. I got my degree in theater. I got my bachelor's in that. I also studied Chinese as well, and Spanish as well in college. But with theater, that's why my brother and I implement a lot with theater. Like we do a lot of like improv in our shows. Like for example, props is very important to make the show
Oh,
extra
heavens.
exciting. So we have a Roblox avatar.
Yeah.
And then with this came up as an improv. We did like for example, we did like what was like a Halloween we're trying to do, right? Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That we did like a 24-hour thing. Like he would like create this. He like this like super glued and everything like that.
and this is all theater background, just creating stuff on the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has all our names of our fans, all our special fans on the live show, and it's all tattooed. You know, all tattoos like yourself. You have some cool tattoos. So I was like, you know what? This is a Roblox baking girl.
Yeah.
She's like super famous on TikTok, and this is our baddie. She a baddie. She knows she a 10.
Oh, geez. So she was definitely in the dress to impress.
Yes,
side of it.
100%. So yeah, exactly, John. So like one of the things that we implement for is different our theater background. Especially for me, I studied theater in school, and a lot of improvisation, como del arte, definitely pantomime plays a big factor on our live streams. Like we're both dancers actually as well, and we do a lot of performances live outside of like on stream. So that was a big part of us how to entertain people on live, because that's how they teach us. You know, gotta know like about wardrobe, directing, scripting. My brother's really good at scripting. Like, you know, some of the stuff that we had done. Yeah,
I'm like a huge person on like writing stuff on whiteboards and be like,
yeah.
So I gotta see stuff in front of me.
Yeah, like me, I'm more of an improv guy, but he helps me like, hey, let's script this down. Let's write the words. Like, oh, I like to improv. Like, no, let's script this down. So that helps a lot. So having that duo helps tremendously.
Yeah,
that's a great balance that you both have found with like, and I talk about this on the shows as well, where coming in with a plan to your execution as a broadcaster is incredibly important. Like, you don't want to just go up on stage with no, you know, chart of where am I going to go with this. Even with an improv, you go with a prompt or a direction of which you're heading, and then you yes and the exercise. So for those of you, you know, who ever want to try this when you're collaborating, for broadcasters out there watching, you know, create a prompt. Say, you know what, let's create an alien invasion today in Minecraft. How are we going to play that out? Okay, well, you are a survivor in the Midwest of the United States. You're a farmer, and then I'm going to play, you know, the ruffian who's ready to take down the aliens and all that jazz. And you just play it, and you just yes and each other, and you just kind of role play your way through. But starting out with a plan is most important in order to maintain and effectively like give back to your audience a knowledge of there's a reason why I'm here. There's a value to me being here. So it's interesting that you kind of bounce those two off with each other. Do you notice
it's like you were saying earlier? Oh, sorry. Yeah, like we were saying earlier, like where you were saying earlier, like with Jed Harris, which we both share. He's a professor from Carnegie Mellon, and I learned a lot in Bulgaria having that lab group with theater people there, and then having Jed Harris teaching about directing, like how the importance is to be real. Like that was such a big connection we both had, John. Like that's impacted on our careers for this.
It's true. So what we're referencing, internet. So I went to Carnegie Mellon for directing, and my directing mentor, Jed Harris, who I studied under for the years that I was out there, actually Brownie had studied under as well. As part of their journey, which is absolutely wild to think about, that literally on other sides of the planet we were studying under the same individual. And what they really imparted in my journey as a director and into broadcasting and all of that, and it's something for all of our viewers to think about, is individuality, what sets you apart, and like what is the story of which aligns with you and that you want to tell to the space. And the second piece is coming with truth and purpose to every execution you do. So for example, everything in your background, which obviously mine is very colorful and there's a lot going on back there, but every single piece is placed intentionally to tell an aspect of my story. So if you see on like, let's see here, let me try to mirror myself here. So over on this side, you see like my Earthbound items. Over here, you see my Pokemon items. And so each of these little pieces that I've placed have an aspect of my story that then I can connect with individuals as they come into my show regarding. So always having an intent and a purpose for everything in your background is incredibly important. So that way it helps bridge conversations easier as people come in. Now,
I love your background. I wish we could have like something like that where it's like you have some shelves, some places.
Yeah,
man, I'm like touching the wall, man. I'm like, I have no space here. I'm like, yo, I live in a very small apartment.
It's okay.
I'm like next to
No, but here's the thing: is like we all grow in the space in different capacities. Like, and I think of my first like broadcasting spaces, I was operating out of like tiny like cubicle type of vibe. It's like less than 5 feet around me and a singular mic broadcasting on Winamp radio, and then eventually having the computer set up, and that's ultimately in my living space. We all go through different stages of where we create, and we continually grow with it, and that's what our audiences love to see, is growing with us over the years into our spaces. Now that you've found like several points of success with like Roblox on TikTok, how do you feel about that, like delivering to your audience, or I guess frequency of delivery to your audience? How do you think about that approach when it comes to creating content? Is there constant demand there, or do you function when you're like creatively inspired?
No, we're definitely always on top of like, you know, those trendy moments for sure. But we also like to do like a lot of like scripted content where we like have like a little script, you know, and do our thing, you know, or we have like a character, and or if we want to like say like some slides, and then we just talk about it or something like that, you know. And so we're always constantly looking at what Roblox is doing on the platform itself. They like recently they just changed like the Roblox icon or badge.
Oh my god,
and like the interval's like no, and we're like no,
yeah.
And so we kind of like we're like no, so
because it was like a black and gray color scheme. Now it's blue and a white one, I think.
So you know, we like to touch on those things, stuff like that, and like, you know, trying to stay on top of that, because, you know, it's always relevant, you know. And so we love making Roblox content. It's always fun. It's always a good time.
100%.
Nice. Now, as creators, like this is also a decision that many creators have to go through, is when you're noticing certain types of audience coming in, shifting your voice or your tone, or even thinking about like the language of what you say on broadcast. You know, when you think of like Roblox, I know my nephews play it. That's why I wanted to learn it, so I could play with them back home playing the game. And so when I think of that, do you feel like it's a challenge sometimes having to pivot and like watch your voice and watch what you're saying on shows, mindfulness towards these audiences coming in?
Yeah, no, most definitely. We also our fans changed our language, the way we speak to them, because we adapt to them. That was just so important, because like I don't know what Riz was. I don't know.
I still don't know. I clearly don't have Riz according to the internet. So
let me know if you're Skibbity or Sigma in the chat, folks. well, definitely John has Riz, extra Skibbity toilet.
I was heckled by in the Pride Guild. I was part of conversation, and I was like, all right, I got to go to another meeting. I'm gonna Skibbity Riz my way out of here. And they were like, you used that completely wrong. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying.
You know what's funny that you bring this up, this language thing. We've had this multiple times where some parents will see us at an event, well, they'll tell us like, hey, my son or my daughter plays Roblox. Can you make a video and tell them that I'm gonna play Roblox with you? It's like, I just want to seem like really cool with them. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
it's happened multiple times. I'm like, dude, it's so crazy. It's like it's such like a bridging thing where they do with like their parents sometimes. It's like, oh, I want to play with my daughter. I want to get closer with them, and it's such a cool thing. That's like, wow, it's bringing 2 different generations of age, and like it's making them get closer with games. And we're like, yo, shout out to your mom, dude. We're about to play Roblox with her right now, so get in the game right now, dude. And so it's such a crazy thing. It's so fun.
I love that. It's similar. I watched some videos on YouTube from there's a creator, Deep Pocket Monster, who goes out to Pokemon card events and stuff like that. But they have a similar experience where parents will come up and like that, it's like the Parent of the Year award is awarded. So not only are they connecting with their kid on like who they love to watch and that they're getting into their same hobbies, but it helps bridge that language between the different ages that you're ultimately like trying to service and you're thinking of creating for. So that's huge that you're already noticing that with parents coming up and saying, yo, make me cool. Make me cool.
Oh yeah. It's so bizarre, but it's like, you know what? It makes sense, man. Like, you know, sometimes before we were like, man, how do I talk to my kid about this? And it's like, it was such a huge gap, but now it's like way more different now. So it's really cool.
On our streams, we actually have parents who watch us, and then it was first. It was like the son or daughter that watched us first, and then they brought in their parents to come play with us, and then it's like, you know, my kids already kind of grew up out of Roblox, but I'm stuck now here because I love watching you guys, because like
so
we don't baby our fans or anything. We literally be real with them, just talk like any age pretty much. So that's a thing that the parents talk to us, like, hey, I love that it's not like a baby that's like, oh, like any like that. It's like, hey, what's up everybody, welcome to the streams. It's like a fun show that's you know, made for any age, and then that's how some of the parents stay, and a lot of our young fans, like they either grow up with it or then they come like, you know, I still like go crazy with Roblox, but my mom's a more fan of Roblox than I am now. It's like they just grow up with us. It's so funny.
I love that you highlighted this. There was a very timely chat that came through, and this is like one of those beats where I like to explain to people how the internet works. So Gianni, the car guy, crazy how with millions of followers and not even 1,000 views. So we've been fluctuating between like 700 and 1,500 viewers during today's show so far.
Right.
But what we have to highlight here is similar to what you're talking about. When a person follows an account online, that is for a very particular type of content at a very particular point in time. It could have been a part of a raid. It could have been a part of like broadcasting, like when we did our broadcast with The Rock, which was literally just a rock in a living room. You know, there's different things that bring people in, right? And then when you pivot content, or as the audience grows, they don't always come back. And to your point of like, their kids might have aged out of Roblox, but now the parents are still watching you. This is an aspect of the ecosystem that everybody has to understand. Follower counts to me have never mattered. Total follower counts don't matter. What matters is who is here now having a conversation. Because you're going to see that. I mean, go to anybody who has millions of followers on the service. Do they have millions of viewers? No.
No, and it's actually I recently just saw like a video from Gary Vee. I'm not sure if anyone watches Gary Vee, but like
Gary Vee's great.
I love him, man. Like he's amazing. Like he's the reason why I started doing like a lot of the God, we're gonna get this done by Monday type of feel, you know. But like he recently says like, hey, look, my TikTok account like has about 10 million views, but I just started a new one on this other account that has maybe about like 5,000 followers. I'm just responding to people on that account through their messages and stuff like that with the video, and this is already hitting more than 30k views and stuff like this. And if followers doesn't matter, the content you're putting out, the output is what matters more than the actual, oh, I have this much, you know, like followers and, you know, stuff like that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying, man. Like it's
100%, John.
It can be tough though. Like obviously, like metrics excite us. Then there's the dopamine boost that we get with like, oh, we had our first viral moment, or our video is getting really large. But then you end up chasing it, and you want to repeat that success because you get hooked into this mechanism. How do you balance that with the content you're making right now of not falling into the trap of, oh, we just got to do the same beat over and over, play the same song over and over kind of vibe to fill that?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, you know, we have changed a lot. Like when we noticed like the beginning of our content creating journey, we noticed like, okay, no one's really watching our skits or something like that. But like, how can we pivot? And for us, it was like we never ever were gamers. We didn't intend it to be gamers. But like, how do we pivot to be this? But what we listen to is the people in the comments. Like, what are they asking for? It's always important to read your comments, what your audience is looking at. Definitely analytics. Look at your analytics. Like, who are they watching? Who other channels that they enjoy watching? And then see if you could tap into that. So like, even for now, like sometimes like as a content creator, your content goes up and down on views. You know, it's very natural for it to happen. But for us, we pay attention. Like, okay, where's the attention going to, and how do we bring that back to gaming? So like, what do we do like recently? Like we've been doing like a lot of we've been doing like what sounds. Like sounds are so important. You know, we're doing games like, okay, what sound is this game from Roblox? And then it's like making it like a game show. So I'm like, okay, so we started making game shows, or like what sound is this, or what Adopt Me pet is this? Like something super simple, and it's like, okay, this pet has spots, this pet has a red tongue and waggles his tail. What pet is it? And the answer is a Dalmatian, whatever. So we make it as a game show, and then he's like, you know what? How can we implement that into our live shows? Like, you know what? Let's make like a big like for example, it could be like an Oprah or Jerry Springer show or something like that, where we have our guests, our community, come onto the live stream and they talk about Roblox. Like, tell us your craziest story when you got scammed by your Adami pets, you got scammed by a friend backstabbed you, or your internet best friend. Like, they tell it, and everyone got a story about Roblox. Like, I know in the chat, I know you got some stories of what happened to you or in gaming in general. And then we sit down, like, and then one of our fans, shout out to Coco if she's watching. She made a really cool Roblox set. And our Roblox Adami home, where she made it like kind of like the Conan O'Brien experience, like a talk show, and we sit down with our fans, like 101, and we made it digitally.
Very elaborate. It's like
very
there's
elaborate.
Like seats, there's like tables, like a freaking mic here. It's like a whole thing where we like have them sit down and say, okay, tell me about your woes. And then they just start going like, oh, I got scammed last week by my bestie.
And then there's seats around there, and then the fans could sit with their digital Roblox avatars. They sit down and they could vote like, yes, that was a bad experience. Like, oh no, like, why are you crying? Like, that's not, whatever. Like, we have little voting and stuff like that. And then and this is live. This is happening live. And we bring in guests, like, they have about like 90 seconds to tell us the story. And then we have the voting booth. Okay, you guys, did you guys feel her story? Or was that or was she exaggerating? Like, something like that. And there's a poll going on. People go crazy in the comments. It's so fun and interactive. So yeah.
It's impressive that you're translating, like, and here's like a thing that I was reading in a book when I was taking my flight back, is effectively there's always the concept of there's no like new ideas, and I think that's effectively true. There are tried and true formats that work well across all mediums, and you're taking the talk show format, whether that's the Conan style, Conan O'Brien style, which is more comedic, or the Jerry Springer, which is, oh sweet heavens, who's going to come out from backstage right now and swing the chair. But you translated it into the Roblox ecosystem, which is effectively like a sandbox ecosystem. And you've incorporated the polling mechanics. Those are mechanics that people can, do on Twitch as well. There's the components of a community driving the conversation of, do you side with this person or the other? There's so many elements here of taking from what has worked traditionally, let's just put it into this world, that we've seen work time and time again on the service. Like, I know during quarantine, people were doing talk shows in Animal Crossing. Jax Films has done his formats in Minecraft recently on their SMP server. I think of there was a great experiment with Jerma 985 where we recreated the house of the Sims, and you as a viewer could control them as a real human inside of this house. And so
cool.
You're taking things that work and translating them over. I love that you did that. Now, with the Adopt Me format, you've mentioned that a few times here. Now, what is the Adopt Me format? Because I experimented with it for about 5 minutes, and it was before people started trying to trade with me because I had purchased the Sakura Dragon, and they just wanted to trade me. But it feels like it's a combination of The Sims and Pokemon with collecting. Like, what is the overall format there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really like you're role playing, you're trading, and it's right now it's what's super like I see a lot on our feeds. Sometimes it's like people building, it's like huge. Like, it used to be super bad, where it like it was super like blocky and like it's so rigid, but now it's a lot more, I don't know, it's been a huge upgrade. Like, you see like really huge elaborate like buildings, like really old style like buildings. I don't know, like a
lot of building is big. The Adami pets is basically kind of like Pokemon, if you were to think about it. Like, when you hatch, when you open up a Pokemon, a new Pokemon booster pack, whatever, right? And you're kind of looking for like that one Charizard type of card, So same thing with the eggs. So each season has like different eggs. So right now we're in the in the chat, let me know what season we're at, because there's so many eggs that haven't been coming out lately. But let's say, for example, like a Safari egg. This is like a classic OG game. The Safari egg was one of the very first eggs that came out in Adopt Me in 2019. And the Safari egg has like different pets, but one of them is a legendary pet, which is the giraffe that everybody wanted at that time. And then each one, when you pull out, like, you hope for, so when you hatch it, you're like, what'd I get? It's like, oh no, I got a gopher. I'm like, oh, and it's like a common gopher or whatever. It's like, I want that giraffe, or I want that shadow dragon, I want that bad dragon. Those are like the top pets, or the owl. So everybody wants that one pet. So you're gonna see a lot of people trading in real time with you, and then and then you have to decide if this is a good value type of trade. And if it's like sometimes you have to add a bunch of pets for, like, let's say there's like little 9 slots right there, or 18 slots, and you add all your best pets you got for that one pet that you want. It's like, oh, can I get that pet? And sometimes they decline you or accept it. So that's super huge in Adopt Me. So yeah.
This is wild, dude. It's effectively teaching, I mean, depending on what age group is playing, but that's just straight up negotiation tactics.
Yeah,
Like, how do I want to do?
I love that you brought that out,
Yes,
dude.
John.
Like, oh my, I feel like I get lowballed from some of these like people. I'm like, how am I getting freaking like lowballed from a freaking, I don't know, like 18-year-old? Like, bro, come on, man. Like, Jesus Christ, like,
come on, give me a better trade here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like that communal creation experience? Do you feel like there is inherent value in that? I mean, coming from the theater, when we do stage shows, it's relatively contained. And we have our narrative and we're going at that. But when you open the doors for community to interact or like participate in these ways, are you comfortable giving that kind of energy over to individuals to like hop in openly? I guess, how do you feel about it as creatives?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about it all the time. I mean, like, I have a good time always giving back that type of excitement into these live streams, stuff like that, you know. And so, I mean, I love it. It's always a good time, man, for sure.
Oh yeah. And sometimes like they like to get really sassy on the lives, like, oh no, this is not a good trade. Come on, you could do it. It's like, come on now, you know you could do a better trade. It's like they love to like egg us back and forth, like that energy back and forth. And then you can see it in the chat, like it's like, oh my gosh, don't let them, don't feel bad, Brownie, don't do it, don't do it. It's like, and everyone's like, yeah, do it, like to do those trades. And it's so funny, but like we give that energy, the excitement to like hook the crowd, because that's so important. As you know, as a stage performer, you always want to give the show, you want to like, for me, when one of the reasons I studied acting in college, like my goal was to take the person who's watching the audience, take them away from the worries of what's going on back home. Maybe they're having some problems with family, or maybe any situation that are going through some tough times. How can my job as an actor, how can I take them away from there and put them in a different realm and forget about all their worries and have some fun and teach them like something like life lessons that this story has or this play has. So the same thing with Roblox, like what can I do? Because that's our motto. Even with our emails, like starts with a smile. Like if there's one thing we want to make our fans to walk away with, is a smile. If we made you walk away with a smile, we felt we completed our task, our day, to make you feel that way about our stream. So that's so important for us. So yeah.
I love that mission, and it very much it aligns with the stuff that I appreciate. We were talking about Hello Kitty a little bit ago, but small gift, big smile. Like basically do something kind for somebody, and it can then extend forward in many great ways. Obviously, that's what brought us together when we were at the St. Jude Play Live Summit. Is just like the small actions of caring about giving children a better chance at their future brought us together. And it's like you find those like minds and you start to attract in that audience that shares that same mission, and you grow from that. So like when you're thinking about like success for both of you, you know, finding this pocket, finding this niche, how do you define success for yourself now? Is it on a show by show basis? Is it looking to the future? Like, how do you think about it?
Wow, your questions are amazing, dude.
I love these questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, these are really, really good questions. I mean, for me personally, I feel like I want to get to a point where, like, you know, like our fans or someone comes up to us, you know, and it's like, hey, I just want them to feel like they can do it too. You know what I mean? Like, even whatever they look like, whatever, you know, disability they have, you know, I just want them to know that whatever they put out in the universe, man, that they can do it too. You know, wherever state in the life that they have, they can do it, you know, and I hope that nothing stops them, you know, whatever personality they have, they can, you know, I just want to give them some hope one day that they can be successful in whatever path that means, you know, so.
Yeah, and almost definitely. And then like, I like how you say like, how does it look like into the future for success or looking back? Like today we were like editing like a video, like how we started. Like we started our FreshBrownie journey in 2015. And we're looking back at our videos like, man, 'cause like right now we have a better camera that to see the stream, right? But we started on our phone, like literally a phone, and we started like small. Even like the the microphones that we had. We didn't have the best microphones, but we had our friends. Shout out to Leo if you're watching. Our friends that started with us from the beginning and pivot all the way to us gaming right now. It's like, no matter where, like my brother was saying, no matter where you started as a streamer, doesn't matter if you're like one follower or thousands of followers, just try your best, have fun. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about how many likes you get. All that will come along as long as you're having fun and you're passionate about what you do. Because man, we've been doing this since 2015. There's moments where we're like, oh, we're tired. I don't want to do this. Like, but you know what? What kept us going is because we love it. Like, we were doing it when we had 0 viewers for a whole year. Like, but you know what? We were entertaining. We were like doing stuff here on the walls and stuff like that. We were literally playing Monopoly. We were trying to do everything we can. But most important thing, niche down on something that you're good at and you're passionate about, and then go 100% on top of that. So like for us, like we're really good at entertaining people, but we have Roblox to help us out. Like, okay, what can we do fun with Roblox? We put in our theater background. We put in our personality into it.
Even our film background comes into it too. Like whenever we make like these short films on Roblox, and we do a certain shots, like, okay, we have a 2-shot here with the other person, we're gonna have another, you know what I'm saying? So we have that same mindset in that space as well.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love the application once again of your skills from working in a more what can be considered like a traditional execution. So theater, filmmaking, etc. You're applying that once again to the theories of which you're putting into this space. But I really like the message that you shared just a moment ago of, if you do not genuinely care and are passionate about what you're making and the niche that you're leaning into, there's no way that you'll ultimately find success, audience. So you have to really think for yourself, do I love what I am doing? Do I genuinely love what I'm doing? Do I see this like property that I'm attaching myself to as a potential evergreen play? It's something that I can do for a very long period of time, that I can build upon, that I can flex my skills within, and really showcase myself to the best ability as I'm creating across the space. You want to be thinking about these things as you go into broadcasting, because a lot of traps that happen to broadcasters, especially when they're in a growth phase and they're feeling like, I'm not finding my audience, it's because they're just kind of broadcasting for broadcasting's sake. They're not really thinking about, am I creating a show that an audience wants to watch? Am I doing something of which could attract in viewers to get them to care about what I'm accomplishing? And think about what skills you extend, whether that's the filmmaking skills we were just talking about, those theatrical or performance-based skills, or if it's like you're just really good at a particular game, which unfortunately that's not me. I've gotten to the point where I'm developing arthritis. I'm getting too old. I can't play fighting games and stuff.
Not yet.
Watch me, send me out to pasture, kids.
But John, I'm glad you brought that up. That you says like, I'm not good at games. You know, that's how we both started with Roblox. We were horrible with the game, and then that's where the teaching aspect, that our fans were our teachers. We couldn't have not done this with our fans at all. Like, it's like we didn't know what a dummy pet was. We didn't know what Roblox was. Murder Mystery 2, Dress to Impress. I don't know any of that. Like, even tell us like, dude, we're a bunch of boomers just playing and having a good time. But you know what? That's the best part.
Yeah, and honestly, we literally get that every stream. We get like hate comments in the stream, and we say, and we'll say out loud. It's funny. Honestly, we don't care. It's literally so funny to us. We'll read their comment out loud, and it's just like, it was like, oh, look at this boomer playing on stream with Roblox. Like, who is he? Like,
grown ass man playing Roblox.
We get that all the time.
And I got that all the time, especially with Sanrio and stuff like that. But here's the thing is, there was another book I was reading on those flights, is the let them theory. If a person wants to hate you, let them. But, you know, don't do it in my space. You're not willing to, like, I'm not going to let you in my channel to do that. You can hate me all you want, but you can go elsewhere and hate me.
Yep, for sure, man.
Yeah, but, you know, it comes with the territory when you, or any streamer, any content creators, you know, but like, you know, if you're a content creator, don't let that affect you. You know, I know it hurts at that moment, or whatever it is, but like, don't let that phase you, because like, you know what, hey, that's an extra view you're getting right there at that moment. You know, there's something that sparked them to even comment, because that's an impression right there. They watch your live, they clicked your live, they have to go in your comments type something out. That's a lot of effort on their end to say something. So hey, take that as a win if you can.
That's actually a really good point, because there was, back when I was a full-time YouTuber, there'd be a person every single time we put out a sketch video. This was the worst sketch ever. Like, they remind me of the comic book guy from Simpsons. They would write that on every single video. But I'm like, thank you for your view. Thank you for your comment. You've just increased me in the algorithm in that capacity. But if they were to show up like in a live show and constantly do that, I'd be like, nah, I bounced them from my venue. You get banned, you're out. But like, in the moment, thank you. You boosted me.
Right.
You're not exactly like doing what you thought you set out to do. I guess, when it comes to like all of that, because obviously you're taking in all this community feedback, you're doing the live broadcast, you're putting out the content. When it comes to rebalancing yourselves and your energy, do you have any like habits for when it comes to like the downtime for yourselves? Do you distance yourself from social media? Like, how do you take care of yourselves amidst all of this?
Great question. How do we take care of ourselves? Oh yeah. I was like, what do you? I go to the gym pretty constantly. I kind of allows me to decompress whatever I'm going through, or just to relax my mind a little bit. I like to box. I like to go to the gym and lift weights a little bit. And let me see. I like to scroll a lot, just to after I'm done. I'm like, actually, we also play. I play a lot of Clash Royale. So yeah, when I'm like.
So you play a lot of mobile games as well.
Mobile games. Yeah. So I'm still playing afterwards. Yeah.
And then for myself, I love dancing. Like, dancing's like something like my brother and I both grew up. I like going salsa dancing, cumbia, bachata, merengue. Yeah. I love to dance, like go out with my friends or hang out with my friends to decompress, like play some video games with them. We play the old school game Budokai 3 on the PlayStation 2. Right? On the PS2, we have the PS2 still, and we're still playing like old school games like that. And then also like I love traveling different parts of LA, like find different food spots and go to cultural events. I love learning about cultures. Like, ever since I started traveling to Europe, like living in Bulgaria, like learning about different cultures, that opens me up to like decompress from everything that was going on of the day or whatever, but like trying different foods, learning different languages, and just learning. I love that. That's like something that I enjoy.
What about you, John? What do you like?
What do you decompress?
I need to find something, because after I'm done with my work at Twitch, I go and broadcast on Twitch. I need to find a new hobby. No. For myself, I dive into language learning. I absolutely love the Japanese language, so it's like I dedicate a lot of my time to studying, working on kanji, working on all that. So it helps a ton. When I think of like additional areas, I sometimes will just take my camera out and just to go take photos of whatever I can, just to further strengthen when it comes to like interpretation of lens, lighting, all that, which I can then reapply to my broadcasts. So there's all these ways to recharge the soul, I like to say, because if you're always creating, always doing, you want to find things to further push like inspiration forward for yourself, and that's something that you want to think about as creatives.
Quick question.
Or as viewers.
What's your favorite lens when you do photography for yourself? Favorite lens that you like to use?
So there's actually, I have a 28-75, and then I want to actually get a 28 cinema lens, because I have a Blackmagic 12K cinema camera that I wanted to shoot on. And from what I've found, the standard is a 28-30 is usually what I see a lot of filmmakers use, but I want to see what it does, like just shooting entirely on 28 fixed. That's my plan.
Be crisp, man.
So we'll see. But I've yet to put it to work. It was a gift to my self-internet following my divorce. So I gotta treat myself with making a movie.
Hell yeah!
Man, sure, man.
So what I'd love to like hear, just to like as we're rapidly approaching the end here, is sort of like your hopes for the future as creatives, for yourselves. Like, where do you want to go next? Like, what is the upcoming like thing for you? You've started creating these narratives. You found this pocket. What's next for you both?
Like for ourselves, I think our next step is become full-time streamers. Like full-time. That's the next goal. And especially like we were saying, like this is a long time coming for like since 2015. So we're about to hit our 10-year anniversary on FreshBrownie, July 31st, 2015 till now.
Oh wow.
So that's the next goal, is to become full-time streamers. Like, we also work on the other side as well too, but that's the dream, is to do this full-time because we love it so much. And you know, like, for us, not like for those years of not like getting paid or just anything like that, it's just like, this goes to other content creators out there. Maybe you guys are out there as well, like that's your dream, to be full-time streamers. That's our dream, so that's, you know, that's the next step. Unless you want to add something on top of that.
No, I mean, honestly, I was gonna pretty much say that. I was like, you know, I want to make sure that we're closer to that one day where we get to quit our jobs. You know, I work at a Mexican restaurant. You know, it's funny. I literally I was like, he was like, okay, we're gonna have the interview from 12 to 1 type of thing, and I was like, dang, I got work. So I literally texted my manager. I'm like, dude, something came up, dude, I can't come in. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get fired, but I did it. We got it covered, so we're good. But I was like, man, we cannot miss an opportunity like this. Yeah, man, like, this is so cool. Like, us being 100%. Recognized here with Twitch and having John interview us, but you interview one of the best streamers out there, and Justin in the back. Shout out to Justin too, man. Like, this is so cool, man. Like, how, man, like, us coming from like low income family, Latino background, like, this is so insane for us to be here on one of the biggest platforms, Twitch, and be interviewed, telling our story. Hopefully some people get resonated with other people who are watching back home. It's like, hey man, that's me. I'm that person who's like come from low income family. I come from parents from immigrants. Like, they always teach us to work hard and stuff like that. So for us to be, this is huge. It's massive opportunity to be recognized by Twitch, and we're just honored to be here. And shout out to the FreshBrownie fans for putting us on this platform. You guys open up so many opportunities for us. We cannot thank you enough. And thank you to John and your entire team, and Justin, who are working behind the scenes and doing this stuff. Thanks so much, man.
This is a cool platform we guys put together here on Twitch, man.
What we do is, like, with this show especially, I just want to speak to broadcasters who have that genuine purpose, that drive, that energy that's going to carry forward into the future. And I could tell from the moment that I first chatted with you both at St. Jude that you had this special spark in you. And I think it's one of those things of, when we think about our industry, and this with like traditional entertainment, it just takes somebody noticing that spark to then open up those doors for each other. And it could be, from a producer who's coming in and saying, you know what, I want to support you, I want to work with you. Or it could just be that viewer that's saying, I see the spark in you and I want to support that spark. And I think that's something of which I encourage all viewers, all broadcasters out there to know what your drive is, who you're hoping to attract inbound. And for you as viewers going out there, find that person that gives you that spark of energy and belief for a better future, because we all deserve it. And I think that you both absolutely deserve all of the accolades and everything that you receive, especially seeing the success on TikTok, expanding into the Twitch. I heard you just made partner as well, so it's like you're on Twitch as a partner, which is wild. And it's always remembering where you come from in that journey and carrying that with you, and remembering, internet, to send the elevator back down when you have that opportunity. Once you find that point of success, bring others up with you, because if we can all succeed together. Absolutely.
100%.
Dude, I love
100%.
that. Never heard that before. That's
and I love that you also carry that mission and those type of values, John. Especially you're in the big platform like this, and I love that you have that, to help others as well. So it's very rare for someone to be in your position to be still thinking like that. So kudos to you and your team.
Hey, I do my best to not just be solely a corporate shill. No, I stand by my values. Nothing will ever pivot that. And the same thing goes for every person out there. And I have an incredible team. I see Snackless, who's actually in the chat right now. They help me the incredible creator camp initiatives that we're doing. I see some of our incredible ambassadors, creators, and all them hanging out in the broadcast too. So it is a community effort on everything we do, which actually I want to raid out from this show to one of our ambassadors on service. Let me make sure that they're still live and still doing their thing and at their seat. Yes. So one of our ambassadors, Curious Joy, is playing Persona 3, which I'm a huge fan of Persona 5. I've never played Persona 3, but Curious Joy is just an absolute blessing, and we want to send the love over to them as well. But before we all part, let me make sure I get a shout out here in the chat for you both, so then people can toss you those follows.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Does that trigger it? Nope. Let me try this one. Let's see.
Yo,
There we go. Yeah, everybody go follow right now. Send them all the love and nothing but success to you both. You're gonna crush it. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Let's get a raid going here. Have a great rest of the day and an even better tomorrow. We'll see you soon. Let's raid out.